So Bitcoin broke $70,000 briefly, and then it didn't again. Now, at this point, you could be forgiven for thinking the market is stuck in a bit of a loop because every rally seems to fade, every breakout attempt seems to stall. And yet, despite all of that, something quite interesting is happening underneath the surface. Because while price is going sideways, money is still moving. So today, instead of just looking at price, we're going to look at what's actually changed over the last couple of days because there have been some developments. Quite a few, in fact. So we'll cover why Bitcoin still can't hold above 70k, the latest geopolitical impacts on crypto, as you might be aware, major corporate Bitcoin buys that have just happened, growing institutional expansion into crypto, and what this all means for where the market might be going next, because right now, this market isn't quiet, it's just conflicted. So let's start with price. Bitcoin is currently trading just below $70,000 after briefly reclaiming it earlier this week, and that move higher wasn't random. It was driven by optimism around a potential ceasefire in the Middle East off the back of the Nasdaq also pumping. According to recent reports, Bitcoin climbed to nearly 70k as discussions around a 45-day ceasefire proposal started to emerge, but the optimism didn't last, sadly, because as quickly as sentiment improved, it faded again, and Bitcoin followed. So this tells us something quite important, I think, that Bitcoin is not driving the narrative right now, it's actually reacting to it. Which is, I would say, slightly ironic for something that's supposed to be the future of finance. And the reason for that is the macro. At the moment, markets are being driven by one thing, and that is geopolitics, specifically the tensions involving Iran. According to recent coverage, crypto markets have been under pressure as uncertainty around potential military action continues to weigh on investor sentiment. At the same time, oil prices have surged above $110 again. Inflation concerns are resurfacing, and rate cut expectations are making things less certain. And this combination is not particularly friendly to crypto, as we've seen. The mechanism is this: uncertainty rises, risk appetite then falls, liquidity tightens, and as a result, crypto struggles. It's that simple. And this is why price action feels hesitant right now. Not weak, not strong, just a bit cautious, I would say. It's less bull market energy and more let's just see how things play out. However, while macro is creating pressure, something else just happened that is worth paying attention to. While the market has been hesitating, one of the largest corporate Bitcoin holders has been doing the opposite, buying aggressively. According to reports, MicroStrategy just purchased another 5,000 Bitcoin worth roughly $330 million. And this is very important because this comes after they paused buying for the first time this year, and now they're back again. So what does this tell us? It suggests that at least some of the large players are seeing current prices not as a warning, but as an opportunity. But there is a catch because it's not all bullish. The same report also noted that the company is sitting on a $14 billion unrealized loss due to Bitcoin's recent pullback. So this isn't blind optimism, it's conviction in their strategy, which is a tolerance for volatility right now. Which, to be fair, you probably need if you're holding that much Bitcoin, especially on leverage. And it's not just corporate buyers making moves right now. While prices are stalling, Wall Street is quietly expanding its crypto footprint. According to recent reports, Morgan Stanley is preparing to launch a new Bitcoin ETF. Charles Schwab is planning to direct Bitcoin and Ethereum trading as well. This is not short-term trading activity, this is infrastructure and management. And as we know, infrastructure tends to outlast price cycles. So, what's the bigger picture here? Even as markets are hesitating, institutions are still building, still expanding, still positioning for the long term, which suggests they're either very confident or very patient, or perhaps both. But if institutions are building, why does the rest of the market feel so weak? Despite everything we've just discussed, altcoins are not exactly thriving. According to recent market data, Ethereum, XRP, and other major altcoins have continued to drift lower alongside Bitcoin. There's no broad risk on behavior right now, no aggressive rotation into altcoins like we've seen before, no strong momentum really in any sector. This is typical of a market that isn't fully confident. Capital stays concentrated, risk stays controlled. Ethereum specifically has seen some positive long-term developments, including continued staking expansion and institutional interest, but in the short term, it's just not driving the market. It's contributing, but it is not leading by any means. Which brings us to the structure of the market. At this point, the range is very clear. Support at the mid 60k area, resistance at 70k, and price continues to respect both repeatedly. The market is balanced, buyers are present, sellers are present, but neither side is really in control right now. And this is what we would call compression or accumulation phase. And compression phases don't usually last for long, even if they do sometimes feel like it, which is what it feels like right now. So where does all of this leave us? Right now, three things matter the most. So where does all of this leave us? Right now, three things matter the most. Geopolitics, obviously, if tensions ease, markets will move higher. If tensions escalate, we could see more volatility. Number two is institutional behavior. Continued buying is support, while reduced flows will increase risk. Number three is market structure. Break out of the range, and we could expect some momentum in either direction. So this market isn't weak right now. I think it's just undecided, and undecided markets, they don't stay undecided forever. So if you found this useful, you know what to do. And as always, let me know your take. Are we accumulating here or distribution soon? Because whichever it is, the next move probably won't be subtle.